What's up, everybody? How we doing? All right. Let's get some people on here and sound checks and where you're watching from and all that stuff. All that good stuff. See, Mary, we're so fast on there, they're never ready for us.
Well, I think there is a delay.
There probably is.
Yeah.
I've never asked that question. I wonder. How we doing, everybody? Come on, get on here.
Well, because even when I had posted last week, you don't get it immediately.
Susan, you're number one.
Hi, Susan.
4 people, everyone's coming on. So let us know where you're watching from. And if someone could give us a sound check, I'm sure it's probably okay. Hi, Jan. Charlie, what's up? How are you? All right, 5 people. Thadiana, Susan.
We weren't really sure how today was going to be with Valentine's Day
Yeah.
and all. So, we thought we'd
Lisa.
bring in the love theme and how much you love your master spas or how you love your master spas. And if we end early because not a lot of people are on, and that's okay.
We'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
Lisa, who decides, like, is it like a round robin or whoever's available who's babysitting us? It is. It's like, who's our babysitter today to make sure I don't say anything stupid. We don't have to worry about Mary. I'm the one there watching. All right. Good to see everybody. 8 people. We'll give everyone a few minutes. Yeah, like we said, we didn't know if everyone was going to be out, doing stuff for Valentine's Day, and do people who've been married for a long time still do a lot of that? I probably don't. All right.
Actually, we need to talk with our babysitters. About 2 weeks, we're going to be not available.
Where are we going to be?
We're going to the Arnold,
Oh, I think it would be neat to do one from there.
but we fly in on Wednesday. We're flying on Wednesday.
Well, we could push it back a day.
Yeah.
Hi, Mama. My mother and I were supposed to have lunch yesterday, but there was a foot of snow.
Yeah, that's why we didn't do the blurb.
That's why we didn't do the blurb, and there was a
Yeah.
foot of damn snow, and it was an actual significant storm, which we didn't really get. They blow it out of proportion on the news, as you know, like everything else, but it was actually
It was funny.
legit.
This one they blew out of proportion, and then they were like, "Oh, maybe we shouldn't blow it out of
Yeah.
proportion. Let's
They were off by a
forecast
foot.
it." And then it was the blown out of proportion amount.
Yeah, they started off with a little bit, then it went to 12 to 15, and then 3 inches, and we had
got
3
12
inches.
to 15.
Yeah, we had 12 to 15. It was a ton. Awesome. Charlie, my wife is a tax pro, so unfortunately she's working.
Oh yeah.
Tis the season.
I was just gonna say that, Ben.
Tis the season. All right. You laugh out loud. Usually it's Kayla unless she's on vacation. Okay. I didn't spot that she left, but that's awesome. All right. Yeah, 10 people. Yeah, people are busy today. All right. So what are we talking about, Mary? Get up here. I'm gonna sit down. You get up here.
So we're going to talk about, how to make your backyard a place that you love, or how Master Spas has helped what you love about your Master Spas. Mark from East Providence, 8 inches here. Yeah, this whole northeast area kind of got hit. So we thought we'd start off by sharing, what I love about this swim spa, because this is the one that I use. And
Tell them
Ben.
the temperature. The current temperature. Oh, it's
the current temperature is
hot.
98 degrees. And that is one thing that I do love about this swim spa.
Being warm.
And being someone who has trained for a lot of different events that require swimming, triathlon and Ironman and all of that, and going, especially at this time of year, wintertime here in the Northeast, going to the YMCA or a community pool, all of the times that I went, was dreadful. Like, it was so hard to get up in the morning knowing that I was going to expose myself to not warm water.
You exposed yourself?
Yes. Was dreadful. And I did it, and I got it done, but it was always the first thing that I wanted to skip, if I'm not lying. So having this be at a temperature that is inviting.
Well, this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't swim in I wouldn't swim in 98 degrees, but if I was training, it would be at a temperature that would be inviting rather than discouraging. And having the ability to have that is something that I love about this Master Spas. And another thing is, in that same realm, I have pretty sensitive skin, and at like the YMCA especially, they used to load the pool there with tons and tons of chlorine, and when you would walk in, you could literally smell it. It was like, it would make my eyes water. And then I would have to get in, and in the wintertime, especially because I feel like my skin especially is a lot more sensitive in the wintertime. I used to have to get like a prescription hydrocortisone cream because my face would be so bright red and chapped from the chlorine, just from training in that. So
the cold is bad enough on it.
Right, exactly. So having this and being able to train and having it be an inviting temperature and not filled with chemicals is what I love about this. Okay, I'm just going to go back here for a second because some people have commented and I didn't get to it. Wow, weirdly no snow on the ground in Minnesota. That's crazy.
Because you have it every other day.
That's
so
true.
we gave you a break. A well-deserved break. Isn't that like the snow capital of the world?
That sounds cool, Kenny. My granddaughter had a bad break of her elbow a month ago, and she is now starting to work on getting it moving again slowly. She was fearful of any movement, but the pool has encouraged her to do the work. 95 degree water is helpful. That's awesome. And it's something too for her. I know how, upsetting it is when you can't do your training and you can't, be physical because of an injury, and having, something that you can feel comfortable, that a lot of times the doctor will allow you to exercise in some capacity in the water is relieving too. So that's awesome.
Elbow, who is that, Jan?
Jan, yeah.
Jan, I tore my bicep and I did all of my own rehab in the swim spa. Probably very similar movements. Game changer.
Yeah.
Game changer. We've rehabbed so much damaged stuff in here over the years.
Yeah.
So,
Michael,
we should probably, I wonder if Lisa knows this story with how we got the first swim spa.
go ahead. I don't know.
You remember, you were there. Lisa, I'll be curious if you recall this. You may not have ever heard the actual story. In Cheshire, Connecticut, which is where we are standing right now, or sort of floating, there used to be a pool with a bubble. I think they enclosed it, and the bubble collapsed.
Multiple times.
And so that was where we were training for an Ironman at that time, and that was Ironman Texas?
Yeah, Texas. Yeah.
So at that time, we had already been speaking with Mike Wright. We had not met your father yet, Uncle Bob. So we had a meeting up in Boston, and we drove up there, and then basically Bob didn't think I was an idiot, and next thing you know, we had our own swim spot in my gym. That was the very first. It was a Michael Phelps signature, and that was how it happened, Lisa. The pool bubble broke, and then coincidentally, we had the meeting with Uncle Bob, and then we decided to start talking swim spas and seeing what we could figure out to do together, and that was how all this started, was that one meeting with Bob. And to this day, he's like, do you want to check with the town to put that in? And I was already open. So I said, well, I'm already open. I don't need a CO, and it's a commercial, blah, blah, blah. I didn't care. So at that time, I just figured it was easier to say sorry than ask for permission to do what I was going to do in my own building anyway. So when I said that, he said, I've been saying that for years, and the rest is history. But that was how we got that first one. Uncle Bob.
Michael, on the chlorine. So you have EcoPure mineral filters in your swim spa, your hot tub, and they actually dissipate excess chlorine. So that's why we usually recommend using a little bit at the end of the day or a couple of times per week, because we don't want you in a lot of chlorine. So the EcoPure actually dissipates excess chlorine. So the next day, if you put in chlorine one night after you use it, the next day it is mostly going to be gone because of that EcoPure filter. And that's for your safety, so that you're not in a lot of chemical. That's the purpose of the EcoPure. And you may need to use more than you think if you're constantly coming up with zero. Jan, I used to go to a college pool. Their therapy pool was heavily chlorinated and only 87 degrees. I used to go home and sit on a heater for several hours. Now my pool is set where I don't get chilled. That's exactly,
the best part.
Yeah,
The best
it
part,
really is.
If you could sum up the very best part of a swim spa, is absolutely 100% setting your own temperature for whatever your mood or use is.
Yeah.
That's
Carol, today's topic is what we love about our master spas and how you can make your backyard a backyard that you love with a master spa, either a swim spa or a hot tub.
Yep. So everybody chime in.
So Lisa did know that we got it because of training for the Ironman, but didn't know it was because the bubble collapsed. I remember it being in your gym.
Yep. That's getting to be sort of a long time ago now.
Yeah. Is it possible to get bruising from the jets that are too powerful? I love closing all the other jets and cranking one, but my wife says it's too hard and will hurt me. I don't think it's that much power.
What kind of tub does it say?
Johnny, what kind of tub is it?
Because I'll tell you what, if you use the swim spa jets for therapy like
Right.
we do, I don't even want any part of being in that thing at full speed. It's so powerful. That's what I love. My favorite therapy jets are the swim spa jets on this Challenger and the Challenger at my house. It will beat you like with a baseball bat.
This person said the problem is adding chlorine daily raises the cyanic acid, and I have to change the water before 6 months.
You know, you can shock more to keep that down, but ultimately that's what we do, and we end up changing it 2 or 3 times a year, and I'm just not worried about it. I need it easy, especially with us. We go away for a week or 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks, so we need the water to just be a little bit easier. So on this one, we have the filtration is up, and we'll chlorinate heavily, and if the cover's closed, it lasts a long time the way we run that. So it just works for us, and that's what we do. I'm not saying that that's the official way, but we do the
But that is why you're losing chlorine, though.
Right,
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always a little bit of a balance.
Yeah. Sandra, hard water is dealt with a metal out component. There is a metal be gone or metal out. It's a sequestering agent, and if you have hard water, you may need to use that when you fill, and maybe even a little bit when you refill or top off, depending on how hard your water is. But it's a sequestering agent. If I skip adding chlorine for more than 2 days, it gets cloudy. That's what we experience here. So we just balance it out by using it, every day, every other day.
Small amount,
yeah. David, I recently soaked my filters overnight and had foam. I know it says to rinse them, and I did for a long time. I still got foam. How do you rinse them to keep that from happening?
mean, really, if you have 2 sets of filters, even rinsing them a bunch of times and then soaking them in clean water, anything you can do, because it's a problem that is very difficult to get all 100% of it out, for sure.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it, do it more.
And let them dry.
Yeah, let them dry.
If you have a second, that's
Yep.
usually, that's why they recommend having them dry first.
Brad!
Okay. All right. Hey, Kevin. Hope you're feeling better.
Kev!
So we're gonna share a little bit more about ways that we love our swim spa or our hot tub. And if you all have, that is the topic of the day. We realize you're all gonna have maintenance and install questions, but we do want to share the love. So
Carol, we know you well.
yes.
We know you well,
Perfect
Carol.
Carol.
We know you by name.
It is my sanctuary. I listen to music as I swim and do water yoga. I have a pavilion over it and have special objects hanging that I can look at, setting the mood. I'm an artist, so I also find beautiful images in the water and take photos. I realize I'm a weirdo. I love water. You're not a weirdo. That's awesome.
No, you are. You're our weirdo.
Stop it.
You're our weirdo. And we wouldn't have it any other way.
That's what we really love to hear that. Like, you make an investment and we want to hear how much you love, enjoy it. What did you say about the chlorine getting AFS? I have a Precision 7, just hopped on the live. Your Eco Pure mineral filter is meant to dissipate excess chlorine. So it will, if you put it in on the night after you use it, the next morning it will show 0 chlorine or low levels of chlorine because the chlorine did its job and the Eco Pure is helping to dissipate excess.
Kim from Kingston, Mass, in as we speak.
Awesome.
Yes.
Is the 15D big enough for swimming for someone 6'2"? Yes, it is. Our
Yep, definitely.
winter temp is 97. We do workouts 4 times a week. We use non-chlorine oxidizer after each swim and shock with dichlor once a week. At filter change, we rarely have water issues. Awesome.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, that's just every person is different as to when, how they do it.
Also, and everybody's water is different.
Right.
So what works perfectly for someone
Awesome,
may not
Kim.
work perfectly for everyone, and geographically, water is different. So
Sure.
don't forget that either.
Yeah. So Ben, what do you love about your swim spa at home?
The main thing, well, the swim spa at the house, we use that for more recreational than training because we have this one here. Fully aware I'm spoiled. She nodded and smiled. She agreed. So fully aware we are spoiled. So this one, if we're going to do training, if we're going to do therapy specifically and want some specific exercises, we'll do that here. The one at home really is, I mean, we always wanted a pool, and it's just in Connecticut, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me for 2.5 months at best. And in that 2.5 months, the water's cold, which I'm sick of. Unless I'm doing cold immersion therapy, I want the water hot. That's it. So for me, it's having a pool year round, and the temperature is always what we want. I love, no matter where we're at, whether I'm here or if I'm home, I love the swim jets for therapy. They are so effective, it's not even funny. Let's see, we got lots of stuff.
I was just gonna say, Andrea, it just kind of depends. So
You gotta pick a path.
Yeah, we
You can't
do
mix two.
chlorine after every use, or not daily. It ends up being about 3 to 4 times a week, and shock once a week. Other people have success with that, and other people do the shock daily and dichlor once or twice a week. And again, like Ben said, it depends on where you live and your water and all of that. So it just depends.
Yeah, and just play with them. It does take a cycle or two to get used to your water, and then once you do, you'll never have a care again.
I love this, Greg. My 19D is in a sunroom and literally 20 steps from my bedroom. I swim every day. Hard to make an excuse for not exercising. I
Definitely,
love that.
yeah,
That's
definitely.
awesome.
20 steps from the bed.
And it just makes it so much easier when you don't have to leave. I love how my grandkids love to get in no matter how cold it is outside. The Challenger D, we can have 2 temps. It's too hot for me on the hot tub side, but my husband loves it. I enjoy the swim jets for therapy for me. I like powerful deep tissue massage. Awesome.
That'll do it. They're outrageous.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, cool.
I will share another story, and then we actually had a couple people post in, but another reason why I love the swim spa here is that again, we are spoiled, and my parents, when they are home here in Connecticut, they get to use it. And to me, it's really important, and that's a really special thing that they get to do, because I know how much they love it, and they are not young chickens anymore. And to me, it just helps knowing that they're doing something to help with their mobility and their balance and making sure that they're exercising. I was there 2 weeks ago on here. I was in there. I came on from there.
Beth and I did go down on Thursday, and it was awesome.
We had a great time, but we, in Florida, they can go outside more. They'll walk, and there's a heated pool in their complex, and so they'll do the exercises there. They kind of to maintain what they do here when they're home. So, but that is just for me personally, above all, is that they get to use it and they love it, and to me, it's helping like with their longevity. So, and that's important. So. I bought my spa to help with my cancer treatments, helps the body soreness like a warm hug.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, so you got, everyone knows my mother. My mother, you all set?
Yeah.
My mother whooped breast cancer and did a freaking awesome job. And then one day we did a live, and one of the medications she was taking dries out her joints afterwards. And she said, Ben, my joints are killing me, so order a swim spa. And I'll never forget it. I'm driving home from the live, and she's like, order one. I'm like, which one? She's like, I don't know, whichever one you think is right. You can't make that. It's like picking a car for somebody. So we talked about it, and then that's exactly, so my mother uses a Therapool D and exercises in there like crazy. If you guys refer back, so if you refer back to that live when was that? We did November?
A couple months ago, yeah.
Yeah, within a couple months. She's like jacked.
Yeah.
And like Mary's parents, they're really fit. They're really kicking ass. This is amazing. So it's so much fun to watch them. And if we worked nearly as hard as all of our parents, we'd be in good shape.
Yeah. The legal limit for a hot tub is 104 degrees. So that is a federal limit, so I do not believe you can increase it to 206.
206, we all
or one. I'm assuming you meant 106. 106 too.
For sure.
Greg loves when his daughter comes to swim. She's a 2-time Ironman athlete. Also love when my grandson comes to swim. I do think that's a lot of times
and it's so much
grandparents
fun for them. It's so much
get
fun.
these not only for their, to be able to exercise themselves, but it brings the grandkids over for sure. That's awesome. Yes, also recovering from breast cancer. Meds hurt my joints. Love it. Awesome. That's awesome, Andrea.
Yep. And she just
keep fighting.
Yep. She just does
That's
everything
so sweet.
in there. She kicks total ass.
Let me grab we have two good stories. Yeah.
So, and the other thing at home with that one, I really like. Look, let's face it, life's not perfect. And sometimes at the end of the day, Beth and I will say, you know what, I'm going to go in there. And we never, if you guys notice, we don't really talk about drinking much in hot tubs or swim spas. And we don't want to promote that, although we're not, our head is not in the sand. We obviously know that people are having, alcohol in their swim spas and hot tubs. And we just want you to have a good time and be safe. But I love a glass of bourbon at night to calm. We all lead crazy lives, and not just us and Beth and my kids and everyone on here watching. There's something cuckoo about your life, guaranteed. We all have our stuff, and it's just a really spectacular place. I just love to. I stand in the corner because it's a Challenger 15D. I stand in the corner, one glass of bourbon, one big rock, and I love it. It's like a thing, and it's just, I get out of there, some heat, some jets,
nice and relaxed.
cocktail, bedtime,
Yeah.
fantastic. You know, and until you've tried, you know, whatever you do at nighttime or whatever to unwind before bed, it's important.
Yeah.
And that works. Oh my God, like
So
fantastic.
this is from Joe in New York. Kind of that same.
I'm reading. I have a stupid look on my face because I'm reading the comments.
Just knowing after a day of driving and commuting, I can come home, exercise, eat dinner, and then relax in the hot tub for as long as I want. To have that freedom, knowing the hot tub is there, one of the best purchases I've ever made,
Yep.
and one of the most enjoyable. My family and friends love to come by and enjoy it also. Yeah, that's awesome.
We missed Christina. Shout out from Calgary.
Awesome.
I've never exited the airport in Calgary, but I've been there. I've flown through and had a super long layover. Do you guys prefer the Froggies or the Spa Marvel? So as far as I know, you're talking about sort of two things that do different things. The Spa Marvel I thought was like a water type conditioner, whereas a Froggies, the Smart Chlor is, you know, does all of the sanitation for you. So I've never used Spa Marvel, but I have used the Froggies. I haven't used the new Swim Spa one yet though, but I'm gonna get one. Andrew and Lauren, if you're watching, make it happen. We forgot. You forgot. All right, so I'm gonna pay for that. That's totally worth it. So I'm gonna go with the Froggies as it actually does everything for you. All right, it's very, very easy. It's very easy. It is also the most expensive way to treat your water, but it is mindless. Let's see.
The next story is from Andrew in California. Our master spa has helped me to lift away the stress of living a full life. Daily soaks have a calming effect and allow me to feel better and live better. I believe this helps me to be more productive and happier. I would have to agree.
So Charlie, my trainer 15 is not strong enough for my teen son to swim, but it's perfect for me. I love to go out at night and swim a bit and then enjoy the therapy jets. So is Charlie, if he is a swimmer, he's just they're you know, it's just too powerful because they're so efficient. No matter how slow he goes, he's just, you know, grabbing a bunch of water and it will be. But if he's just racing for 2 minutes, have him swim for 10 minutes without stopping, and you'll probably make him tired. Turn it all the way up. But if he's a swimmer, then you're not going to beat him with it. All right. Froggies never worked for my master spa. Couldn't get the pH levels corrected. It works awesome for me, and pH doesn't really go.
Yeah.
I guess I have to bring pH up a bit from when I do use it. When I do adjust it I'm usually adjusting pH up a little bit. So maybe that's what you're talking about. Spar, like I'm from Boston.
Yeah.
Spar Marvel creates some foaming in my tub. Never used it. I love to sip on each evening while I soak, David. Yesterday I was doing that in the snowstorm. Oh yeah.
I feel like the snow is so much fun.
Do I need to add more chemicals when snow falls in the tubs? I have a Twilight. I don't think so. I wouldn't, Dave. I don't think I would add anything different. I would treat it exactly the same way. It's actually a question I've never pondered ever in nearly 20 years of taking care of water in a hot tub or a swim spa. So no, I would do it the same way. What is Froggies? It's Sandra. I'm not laughing at you. It's just cute. It's not Froggies. Like, look at all the cute little froggies. It's Frog -EASE. Froggies. Okay, so you can look that up, and you want the Smart Chlor if you want to try it. And
but just really quickly, basically, it's like this little floating device that emits a little bit of chlorine, spa-safe chlorine when it needs to, and then when it's empty and needs to be refilled, it like flips up so you know that you need to replace it.
Yep.
And it, rather than having to add chemical at the end of the day or whatever, it does it for you with this little floater.
And we do have, we have a couple of significantly large and experienced dealers who, when they're not running soft tread, prefer bromine in a swim spa. So it's notable. It's not what I do, but again, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but if you have the soft tread, you can't run the bromine.
And just to reiterate, it is not a pool floater. It is a special floater specific with
Yep.
hot tub safe chemicals.
Carol asked, I wonder how long the froggies for swim spa last. Do you know? I don't know. I was sort of, and I have no reason to say this because I haven't gotten my hands on one yet. I was thinking it was going to be about the same as two regular ones.
Yeah.
So you're just using one instead of two. That's sort of what I figured. But
how long
again,
do
I don't
they
know.
last?
3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Steve said I have to add alkalinity plus when a lot of rainwater gets in. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could definitely happen.
And that probably is also a geographical thing as well.
Could be, for sure.
Yeah.
Could be, for sure. But he's talking about rainwater specifically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. Okay. All right, guys. You have another one, Mary?
That was it for the ones that came in prior.
So we appreciate you guys sharing your Valentine's Day with us. The froggies turns upside down when they need to be changed.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yep. They're nice. It's just I like it in the wintertime when our use is not quite as high as it is when it's, spring and fall and warm, because we're in there a lot when it's warm. It's our pool, and I love it. Our pool is hot. Not quite as hot as this one, but it's hot. So, right on. Carol, I will find out the length of it, and when I get my hands on it, I will give an actual intelligent
We can
comment.
probably respond tonight. I can check with Lauren.
Christina, do you leave the froggies in while you're in the tub or take it out? I leave it in. And I feel like the little ones always sort of ended up in the filter housings of my swim spa. So there, I would see one and the other one I couldn't find, and it was in the filters. Awesome.
So again, if anyone has been watching, in 2 weeks we're actually flying to be at the Arnold Classic bodybuilding competition. We're going with our cold tubs and saunas, the Michael Phelps Chili Goat and Sweaty Goat. And so we are actually flying in 2 weeks on a Wednesday.
Afternoon.
So we will keep you posted, like with a blurb or a post.
We'll figure it out.
We'll make sure that
I think
we
it might
do something.
I think it might be fun to do something on like the Thursday.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll push it. We'll run it by. We'll run it by the crew, and we'll see. Maybe we'll push it back, give you something different to look at. But we are going to the Arnold Classic with our cold tubs and the saunas. The saunas are brand new. If you haven't seen them yet, they are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So in the last couple of weeks, it's been. I mean, we sort of knew, a decent working knowledge, healthy knowledge about saunas and the different types and infrared versus regular, but having to learn about really what's good and what's not has been it's just different. So when you go to work and you get to do something different, it's fun. I mean, the swim spas and hot tubs and cold tubs are obviously fun anyway, but the saunas was a little different as there's no water involved, so that was a little different for us, and it just made it really interesting. But to learn that segment of wellness, because clearly Master Spas is sort of a wellness company. We're really focused on all things wellness, and the saunas were really fascinating. And you get into the 360 degree heat and the saturation of infrared, and most infrared saunas only go to 140 degrees, which I like it hotter than that. Ours go to 160. It's a hybrid system. It's freaking awesome.
And who doesn't love a fun name like Sweaty Goat?
Right, sweaty. So who doesn't want a sweaty goat? So really, really been awesome. So we'll be able to show you guys all that stuff. All right. So we appreciate you.
We will keep you posted, and hope everyone has a really nice rest of your Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And keep making your backyard a place that you love with Master Spas.
And springtime is almost here.
Yeah.
It's closer than it isn't. All right. We'll see you in sort of roughly 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We'll keep you posted. Thanks, guys.